Welcome back to Expedition Jack. Today you join me at an exciting place at a critical time. This is my first international solo adventure. I am in a land that is equally magnificent and extraordinary, a country that is in tune with the natural world, and a place where I will be spending the next 2 weeks trying to survive. So join me as I explore the high coast of Sweden. As I collected my luggage and left the airport, I couldn't help noticing the number of cars with giant headlights. It all seems a bit unnecessary, but I'll have to find out more later. In true TV presenter fashion, I wanted to show off my new whip, the Skoda Fabia 1 litre 3-cylinder hatchback, which in fact proved to be quite efficient, for those of you who are interested. Only later to find out I had an audio malfunction on the camera. So on that disappointment, I ventured on into the sunset that never seemed to end. Every moment filled with excitement, fueled by the natural beauty of my surroundings. I just cannot wait to meet who I came all this way for. The next morning I met my generous hosts, Mike, Meg and Mons the Hound.
So, we're here in Ursula, and this is kind of some of Västerbotten, really, the county. And we're going to go to here. This is Stockholm's Gata, which is like a nature reserve. There's a cabin there we can camp in potentially, if it's not occupied. And some really good hikes around the area. Lots of bears, eagles, other wildlife, so it's a really interesting place to go. And there's a cabin here as well that I thought we could hike to potentially if this is occupied. I chose locations with cabins because at the time of year with the flies, we might be able to construct something or use the mozzie net you've got and kind of make somewhere we can escape from the flies. But if not, then we'll be in locations where we can wild camp, but we also have the option to kind of retreat to one of these. They're like bothies basically. But they're just sort of dotted around the world. But this one's really nice. It's by a lake, we can fish there, and yeah, it's just nothing around but just wilderness really. So
as we made the preparations, Mons the loyal hound enjoyed his daily massage. However, before we headed out onto the road, I just had to ask this one burning question. Answer me this. I've seen on cars there's loads of like extra headlights on the front of cars. What are they for?
So it's not compulsory. I mean, I've got a couple of little ones just here, but they're going to be swapped out because I had some huge ones. But so when you're driving along in the winter, the roads are kind of maybe like 5 inches of ice, and you have studs on your tyres, but they provide traction, but your stopping distance is drastically hindered. So let's say you're doing like 80 kilometers an hour down a main road, and then you have to stop. You're just going to skid. And there's a lot of reindeer, and there's a lot of moose and like animals that come out in the road. So the big lights are so you can see like maybe a kilometre down the road, so you have enough time to stop if there's animals and reindeer in the road. So that's kind of the whole. Everyone runs big lights around here for that reason.
And on the sides of the roads, they clear the trees so that you have more time to be able to see any animals coming into the road. So that's another reason why the lights are so good, because it gives you a lot more exposure.
You really do need them. It's dark as hell in the winter here when you're driving.
You can now watch the full interview of Mike and Meg's life in Sweden so far, now available on Expedition Jack. Swiftly moving on, we jumped into Mike's impressive 1999 4-cylinder 2.5 turbo diesel Jeep Cherokee XJ. Wow, that was a mouthful. Making tracks to our first destination. Now, if you're interested in Mike's Jeep build like me, you can watch his full playlist here.
Yeah, we've got a lot planned. We're here at a nature reserve called Stockholm's Gata, and it's kind of like a mini Grand Canyon here in the Norland. It's very beautiful, but there's a few other people here because it's kind of vacation season here in Sweden. But we've got another place planned later, like a hike up through the wilderness, a bit of fishing, and then we're going to sort of try and locate a cabin, and so we've got potential of somewhere to kind of take refuge, because the flies are pretty tough this time of year.
They are, yeah.
So we've got a little bit of something for you here. It's called Beck oil.
Beck oil.
It's made from birch bark here in the Norland, and it's probably one of the only things that works, but you end up smelling like smoked sausage and wood.
That it?
Yeah,
That's it.
and then
Just
spread it
so
over
rub that
your-
all over your arm, and you can, use the excess that's on your hands just around your neck and stuff. Just
keep it away.
yeah, but I wouldn't probably put it on your face.
No. Yeah, because the moz is already quite prevalent all around.
Yeah.
So many.
It is windy though, so we're real lucky, but we're real high up here, you see. So that's probably why when we go down into the bog later where we're camping, like into the depths of hell basically.
Water equals mosquitoes.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of them there, and when we're fishing there'll be tons, but that's just the way it goes this time of year. But this'll help.
No, thank you.
That's alright, yeah.
So we've just made it up here, just a really short hike, and we're at the top of Stockholm's Gata. It was formed by a glacier about 900 years ago? 9,400-ish years ago. Thanks, Mike. From a glacier melting away. And that's the result. Absolutely stunning. It's amazing how you don't have to go that far for a good view in Sweden.
Lots of berry pickers here in Sweden at the moment, and we have a number of edible berries here. I mean, this is a real common one. They call it blåbär, which just means blueberry, because it is a blueberry, but it's not a blueberry like what you would see from North America. It's actually a bilberry, a European bilberry, which is often mistaken for blueberry. And the inside of these is like red and purple. The inside of a blueberry is green, so that's kind of the way you can distinguish between them. But there's not many out right now. Some are ripe. I guess you get great sun exposure up here, but down in the woods lower down, there's virtually none right now. So also cloudberry too. It'd be cool if we could find some of that. Nice.
So we've just stopped.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, because we're in a national park, aren't we? So
Yeah.
you can't do fire anywhere, which you can do most places outside national
Yeah,
parks.
you can, yeah.
But in national parks they still have designated areas that they've got all this stuff, which is I think is absolutely incredible.
It's really cool.
Because you can still have fire if you want it, and you don't have to break the laws as you do in the UK. Sketchy.
Yeah, it is like that though, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
you look at my older videos on my channel, it's like just one big criminal record.
I know. Yeah.
But as long as you're responsible, eh?
So Mike's just going to do as a fire here. Very traditional.
Yeah, you asked me why I don't carry a lighter, and I was just saying that I just find it sort of keeps me sharp, when you have to think a bit more about the materials around you. I mean, admittedly, it is a lot slower, isn't it? You could just light one of these pieces of bark with a Zippo lighter.
Yeah, I find there's two types of people: traditionalists, but you're doing it to keep sharp, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then there's
I guess
people that just want just ease of life. Like it's 2019. Why do we need to go back in time? But then lighters run out. That won't run out.
No, it should last a while.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a thinner, larger piece of bark there. All I can hear is the buzzing of mosquitoes. Got these little twigs on as well. Bit of a trampy fire, but it'll do the job. We've got some nice sort of dry bits of wood as well. Nice bits of birch. It looks kind of messy, but it'll be fine. Yeah, that'll do for now, I think.
I find fire is my weak point.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I can get it going, the initial,
That's the main bit.
but then I always put it out. I put too much on too fast, I think.
The more you do things, I think, the bit more blasé you become, and that was kind of a bit of a blasé way of making the fire, but you know, I was quite happy with it. But when you put all the twigs on top, if you use something called a brace, which is just a thick log near where the initial flame is, so when you put the twigs on, it's not smothering it of oxygen.
Right.
It'll just keep that small gap you need to allow the fuel material to get the air and continue to produce a lot of heat.
Right.
And then it'll be fine. It's usually if you have a big bundle of twigs and you just plonk it on the birch bark, it will go out, because you're just removing one of the three things that the fire triangle requires, really, that you know, you're taking away the oxygen.
Yeah.
That's for killing the heat and putting out the fuel. We need to sort of periodically stop, at least every, what would you say, sort of 300 metres, to make sure Megan has a good feed, because she's pregnant.
As you may already know by now, baby MCQ, Max McQuilton, was born on Thursday the 6th, February 2020. Congratulations!
Cheers!
That's amazing!
Yeah, it's good news, isn't it? Yeah. So Meg's eating us out of house and home, rightfully so, of course.
Might be twins.
Oh, no, Meg, you can't say that.
You'll give him a heart attack.
We've got twins in both sides of our families, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
We'll
Yeah.
call them Flint and Steel.
That's a terrible, terrible selection of names there. Yeah, you were a bit tired today, weren't you? But, you know, it's good that you came out with us.
Yeah, I'm glad I did. I couldn't be left at home.
No, not to come here. It's such a beautiful place, and it's just nice to be somewhere with a break from the mozzies, because they're quite intense, aren't they?
Yeah, smoke really works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really gets rid of them, you know. There's just none in this kind of void that we're in the side of the mountain here, and we've got a great view behind us. So it's just a cool place to chill, and I marked this place on the map as somewhere we could potentially camp in the autumn when the flies go and it's not too snowy yet. Because you've got some good flat spots and you're kind of dug in with a big fire, you'd be really warm here. Are you hungry again?
Yeah.
Have you had any cravings so
Yeah.
far?
Yeah, mashed potato.
Mashed potato. They
Love
say
it.
you have the weirdest cravings when you're pregnant. or
Yeah, I
something.
really love mashed. It's all healthy though, thankfully.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she's been eating
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah, I've not been eating loads of chocolate or anything kind of bad for me. So,
You've had lots of potato, haven't
although
you?
ginger ale, I drink a lot of ginger ale at the moment.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that stops me from being sick.
Yeah, distracts you.
Yeah. But yeah, once the fire dies down, we'll pack up and we'll move on and have another little skulk around. And me and Jack are heading to somewhere else later tonight. So we've got a cabin that's kind of really quite remote actually and very beautiful. You've got to hike to it. But also, you know, we're going to do some fishing too, see if we can catch something.
Yeah.
Maybe get it on the fire and just enjoy the wilderness. So once we've hiked here, we'll head back to the Jeep and then, yeah, see if we can hike a bit further on to go to this cabin and suss whether anyone's in it and whether we can have it. Still getting strong. The scaffold and seatbelt backpack
Configuration.
Yeah, some kind of monster. It's actually weirdly comfortable.
It's genius.
Ah, it's okay, isn't it?
No, I am a big supporter of the LP35, how you just carry all the kit on the outside of it. But yeah, the downside was the weight, and that's
It
why I
is,
stopped
yeah.
using mine.
Is it really?
Yeah, but Yeah, now seeing you do this, I'm very tempted to do that on mine.
You can get the pack, this world famous number 229 off eBay for like £15.
Oh, right.
So if you want the frame,
You can just get it off eBay.
Yeah,
and
just
it's
grab it
all
off
good.
eBay. Yeah, it's super cheap. I mean, it's a really like mass-produced pack,
Oh, so
and it was kind of like a Kilimanjaro super lightweight pack that people used. But I guess they use it for other stuff too. But yeah, it's a cheap upgrade really, and it does save a ton of weight actually.
Yeah.
So a bit wider as well. If you've got a wide back, the original frame is about there, and this one sort of gives you an extra 1.5 inches each side. So I know there are some real beefcakes out there who messaged me saying that it was just too small for them. So
Okay.
you know, it sort of like dug into their shoulders or something. But
Yeah, I read that on a lot of reviews actually.
Is that right?
A lot of people complaining about that, but it's all right for me.
yeah, I mean, me and you
narrow.
are kind of
Yeah,
quite
scary.
slender build, aren't we?
Yeah.
So it's okay. But here he is, the video master. Look at all his gear. Show us your clips and stuff. Look at
Clips. So this is how I carry my gear. This is like 2 kilograms worth of weight, or 1.7, I think.
that. The whole camera rig there,
Yeah.
1.7. Yeah.
The lens is heavier than the camera itself. And then it
And
just
that just sits there like that, and you just
Yeah.
hike about and do your thing.
in a holster.
So is that actually a thing you can buy, or is this something you've made, or
You can buy this clip.
yeah?
This is a spider holster clip.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've had to mod it since my last adventure because I got this new belt, which is thicker, 5mm thicker,
Oh, okay.
and this was walking up and pinged off.
You should have bought the MCQ Bushcraft leather belt. Apparently that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
happen with that belt. I'm joking, man. Let's go for a Hero 7 as well for
Yeah.
extra footage.
So when you're doing like climbing and bits you need both hands for,
Yeah.
you can just do that.
I've seen on your channel, you know, it's very you got your videography is excellent. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Interestingly enough, this place we're in, that was the noise made by the rocks around us. Just kind of letting us know that we have their blessing and that we can that Jack can fly his drone here. So we had to kind of ask for that first. These stone walls behind me was formed by water rushing in and kind of hollowing it out with lots of stone, and a little bit like a washing machine. So over thousands of years it's just created this kind of bowl, and there are lots of these around here. Some are really big, some are really small, but it's a very interesting place. A little bit like when you have white water, and there was kind of a story whether a guy was canoeing, I can't remember, I read it, and he went under the water and went into one of these big boulders and just kind of got span round like a washing machine, and then when the water level dropped they kind of found part of his remains. So
On that note, we made our way back to the car. Plan was to pop home for some lunch. However, Mike had a better idea.
oh wow, it's getting a bit more interesting now. Should really take the anti-roll bar off and give the old girl a break. Oh dear. Meg, was this your idea coming down here?
After a few shortcuts, Mike spotted something in the distance that he just had to stop for.
Maggots.
It's just maggot infested. So you know that's basically a brown birch bolete. In fact, I'm not sure. You know, I'm pretty sure it's in fact cut. I know what it is. It's an orange birch bolete, but it's really old and a little bit kind of the colour's kind of poor. But you can sort of see the fact it's got maggots all over it. But it's kind of strange to see them out. So I know how exciting you will find this. I mean, it's,
Can you eat it?
yeah,
All right.
yeah, it's good edible. It's not as good as Boleta sedulus, which is the porcini mushroom.
Is that the penny bun?
Penny bun, yeah. Feeling that kind of ends too, but
After a few dead ends, eventually we got back on track and headed home. This series is brought to you by Högakusten Destination.
just going to drop the tyre pressure to 1 bar. Because some of the tracks we're going to go on to get near to the place that we need to then hike from to get to into the wilderness near the cabin are quite rocky. I think one of them in particular is an old logging road, and it has some very large rocks. I mean, some of the rocks kind of come up here like this, so you know you really have to like have a low pressure to go over those rocks. And yeah, so it just kind of, it's good for the vehicle as well, but I don't really want to go any lower than 1 bar, or else you run the risk of this rubber tyre coming off of the steel rim, which they say like losing the tyre off the bead, and then you're really in big trouble when we have to put the spare on. So yeah, that's okay. It's about 1 bar. There's about 15 psi. Be a really smooth ride after this. It'd be like we're driving on donuts. Well, we've just dropped off Meg. She's back at home now, and she's just going to chill for the night. Obviously, me and Jack are off out, so we're gradually making our way towards somewhere we could get close to then march to the cabin. But it's a little bit of off-roading involved, and a bit of a rocky logging road and stuff, and then a lot of tracks, just like this dirt track we're on now for, I don't know, crikey, a very long time. Yeah. It's kind of like just this for a lot of...
Still very pretty though.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
Everywhere you look, there's just something to look at.
When they've opened it all out, it does create some nice views, and although it's not great that they've deforested it, at least they replant 2 trees for every 1 taken, so it regenerates, and you generally get like a lot of different plants and things and grasses in the meantime, which help the bugs and stuff. But I guess a lot of the locals would rather not see any deforesting at all. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Just coming back through Orsala. Just seeing like a group of Thai people from Thailand, all in uniform and stuff. And I was just wondering, like, what are they doing? What are they doing here?
Berry picking.
Berry picking. And
it's a massive business here, yeah. So like thousands of them really come every year. And
not to farms, is it? It's wilderness.
Wild berries.
Wild berries.
Yeah. I'm amazed it's even allowed, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's kind of strange because
the secret berry pickers of Thailand.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, they must be allowed to do it because there are businesses that operate and employ them to go out and pick berries. We've actually got the dog with us as well.
Oh yeah.
You all right, mate? He's kind of just really excited. This is a real beautiful shot, and you can see right in the distance Orsala.
Yeah, top of the
building. So you can
building.
kind of see that the town is like completely surrounded by wilderness, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's bizarre how it even survives.
Yeah, just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It's pretty beautiful though. If you like nature anyway and quiet.
We're just on the way to go and do some off-roading.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do some hiking, fishing.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then camping. And that's where we'll be staying for the night.
Hopefully we'll actually catch something. I'm thinking,
hopefully.
You know, should get some perch. We can cook it up around the fire. And where we're going to this cabin, we can wild camp too. We'll just kind of get our bearings and see what the flies are doing and stuff. Because obviously that largely... I mean, you have a mozzie net.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Oh, don't you? At all?
No. I mean, I have something goes over my head and a bivvy and stuff, but I still haven't invested yet in a system that works with the tarp. Because as soon as you put a tarp up, you basically create the perfect environment for the flies.
Yeah.
So they all come under the tarp in the shade and then they're all over you all night. So I've kind of suffered a little bit in my camping through the summer here in Sweden.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I'm trying to find a system that works, and I haven't found one yet. And
well, I have a tarp, so I'm not sure I'll be.
You have the mozzie thing though,
yeah,
so
I have the mozzie thing. So.
We'll try it out later, like get it out and see what it's like, because I've never seen. I mean, maybe it's something I should get.
Yeah, try it out, see if it's any good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to find a system that works because I can't spend every summer.
People watching this might think it's a tent.
Yeah,
tent.
That's
But
it.
it's not cool.
And also, like, if you look at the terrain, like around us,
Yeah.
it's like Sweden's like extremely
that's the
mountainous and
point.
rocky.
You can't just.
Nah, it's really
lay it
hard to
down.
find flat ground here in the forest. So I was saying in the last video of my kit, this is perfect hammock country,
Yeah.
you know, in the summer here. And in the winter, I guess you've got snow, so you can always flatten the snow down and build yourself a decent spot to camp on. But when you're on the rocks here in the summer, it's a bit different. So us English like to moan, don't we?
Wow, that was so much fun. Thanks to Mike and his Jeep, we were able to traverse the difficult terrain and reach the other side. It is now quite late in the day. The perpetual sun hangs low in the sky. So then, we made preparations for the hike afoot.
So this is the Mura kind of bog.
Oh yeah.
So you might want to just sort of watch your step. It's nice and cooler now, isn't it?
Mike led the way through the scorched evergreen. However, Mons fell behind.
Miles, come eat.
Thundering through.
Big fish come up for flies just over there. In the water, I see some ripples coming out. You see a lot of this lily here on the water. It's probably actually a good place to fish, you know. I've got a sort of lure here that we can probably use that will allow us to not get trapped in the reeds and stuff. I'll give it a go.
Why doesn't it get trapped?
It's got like some barbs on it.
Right.
Here, well I say barbs, these wires here that kind of stop the plants getting caught in the hook, so they brush over as you reel in. So it's designed really for like fishing in the grasses and stuff, for like perch and various other things really, which I mean it probably is perch basically. They call a borre here in Sweden. That'll be coming up for the fly there. I mean, I don't know whether they're big fish or not. It's hard to tell sometimes, but in these lakes, it's very typical to like catch a lot of perch and a lot of pike. It's a little bit quieter.
Come to a beautiful spot. Now this is continuous golden hour, continuous sunset, and the colours are absolutely amazing. I hope you can see that. And we're just probably 5 minutes within the hike, coming over there. And Mike says he's seen some fish dabbling on the water. I don't know nothing about fishing, so I trust him.
They all want the flies though, Jack. They don't want these lures I'm throwing in. You're probably better off with a worm.
God, there's so many mosquitoes. Anything to do with water near moisture, you get loads of mosquitoes.
There are tons of them, aren't there?
Yeah.
It's the one downside really. You have to You have to get used to it. You have to ignore it.
So if we manage to catch a fish tonight, we're going to cook it up.
Yeah, so we caught something. It's not really something, might be edible.
Very healthy for you.
Yeah, we can try it. It's probably healthier than the sausages they sell here. Got a thing about those.
Mike's been complaining about Swedish sausages, and they don't have proper English sausages or the level of variety.
Like meat here. It's like
processed.
It's like mechanically blasted, like salt meat, like sponge, you know, in the shape of a sausage. They should just call them pork cylinders or something like that, because they're not.
To me, they're very like frankfurters. As much as I was enjoying the conversation about pork cylinders, Mike reckoned I might have more luck. No. Just no. It's so quiet out here. You can't hear anything. And then obviously you hear Mozzie.
It's kind of all you can hear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mosquitoes.
So peaceful.
There's only so long I can tackle these mozzies for.
So we're on our way to find this mystical cabin. Cool. So we've just arrived to our lovely home. This is our cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Have you been here before, Mike?
I have, twice. The first time I came here, someone was in here, and it was me and Meg kind of wanted to just be here, just the two of us. I don't know whether that came out right, but so we left, and then I came here the other day scouting the place out, because there are two ways here. There's like a 15-kilometre hike, or there's a shorter sort of 4-kilometre, 5-kilometre hike that we did. Yeah, where you obviously did the off-road trail to get closer to this, and we mainly did that because of time. But yeah, really nice place, eh?
Yeah.
You know, don't need that, but
no, not for today. No. But when you're in winter,
it's a great place. A lot of people come here on snowmobiles in the winter. There's a really popular snowmobile trail that comes all the way up here and then carries on further up. I don't have that luxury. I only have skis. You know, it's alright.
And you've hung your fishing rod up.
Yeah, hopefully I won't forget it.
No.
There's a free rod, isn't there? You know, the one you
spotted.
Yeah.
Someone's left one here.
Look at that old school thing.
They've made that.
Look at the float.
What have they done for
It's just a bit of punk wood.
Genius.
Amazing, really. I mean, I'm sure it'll work. I think is there even a hook? Yeah, there is. Made from something like a needle by the looks of it. Yeah. I bet you'd have more success with that than you would with my rod.
So, we've just arrived at this lovely humble abode of a cabin. It is absolutely fantastic. You've got everything here. There's a cupboard over there full of like a medical kit, pots and pans, all sorts of stuff to use. It's like if you got a premier upgrade from a bothy, the ones we have in the UK, which are like stone farmhouses. This is a lovely wooden cabin, kitted out with state-of-the-art stuff to keep you warm in the winter, and actual full-on beds. It's not just the frame, it's got all the mattresses and everything. So yeah, gonna spend a good night here. We was on about sleeping outside. I bought all my kit in like a bivvy sack and a tarp and then a mosquito net and all that stuff. So we'll see how it goes, because it's getting cooler now, so the mosquitoes might be dying down. We've managed to get one or two inside, which is a bit of a pain, because every now and then you just hear it, unless we've got used to the noise. But now we're going to go outside now and start a fire, cook up some food, because we didn't catch any fish. So we've bought some sausages, some cobs, some rolls if you're from the south, and yeah, some nice hot dogs. So let's go and do that.
A small town in a little oasis where my big dreams were gonna take me places. I would make bets with the rising sun and tell him all I had done. Well, late night walks into Lindbergh Park, and sometimes I kiss a girl even after dark, and I never had to shout.
You should leave us alone.
Yeah. Oh. Get caked in the smoke.
Yeah, literally. But there's one.
Oh, yeah. God, that mist over the lake.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's really beautiful.
So Mike got this lovely fire going, well rapid, while I just went and got some more wood for us, got some nice big bits, and that should keep us good. And it's already working, the mozzies are going away, because they were swarming us in the face. It's not a nice feeling, it's a constant buzzing sound, a bit like tinnitus, but on a lower frequency.
That looks good.
Yeah.
The heart of the camp complete.
Yes.
Feed old Flubby. It's a really nice environment.
Yeah, really nice.
Mozzies have died down, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
big time died
Big
down.
time. Gone to sleep.
Because I mean, we were just hounded. Like there were just thousands of them around us constantly. I mean, I was fighting them off just continuously. You know, it was like this, but it became like automatic. You'd just be like all the time.
Yeah.
and they like were just
chilling.
Mozzie free zone, and maybe they've gone to sleep. And
Well, it's really cooled down rapidly, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been 30 degrees today.
33.
33?
Yeah.
Yeah.
33
It
degrees.
was nice, really nice. But now I reckon it's about 10.
Yeah.
10.
Way better, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was real kind of like warm earlier and sort of sweaty, and it's nice to dry off a bit and chill. But first day of the fire ban.
Today.
Yeah, well, we are allowed to make a
Yeah.
fire in this, by the way, but it's the first day of like fire ban if we were to just go off and make a fire anywhere.
Ah,
Because
so that's why we're doing proper camping, not wild camping.
yeah, and the flies as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit unfair on Monts too, the dog, if he sleeps outside. Because the mozzies wake up at like 3 in the morning, you see, because this is as dark as it's going to get now.
Right.
So it'll just be this light.
It's nice.
And then the sun's going to start to come up at about sort of 2:30, 3. And then basically the mozzies wake up again. So if you sleep outside at this time of year, you don't really, you only get like maybe an hour or two of kind of fly free, and calm. And
yeah,
it is nice to have a cabin if we decide to use it. I reckon that sausage is looking pretty damn good.
yeah,
Easy food.
yeah.
We did have a decent meal, didn't we, before we
did.
came out?
Yeah.
One of Meg's many feeds resulted in us.
Give us the energy.
Yeah, exactly. She's eating for 2, so she's got to do what she can.
Yeah.
She might be eating for 3 if we're unlucky.
Unlucky.
Yeah, you know what I mean though. Like
Yeah.
twins would be pretty tough
Twins.
straight off the
Well,
bat.
you were saying that it runs in your both of your families. So, wait and see.
And the last generation has skipped. So apparently, like
Oh.
it skips a generation and then
And then it'll be more prominent.
yeah. So I'm kind of thinking if it's twins, then at least it's all done all at once. You know, you've got 2 kids,
Yeah.
it's done. You know, just suffer for maybe 4, 5 years, 6 years until they get a bit older, and then you know it's all good. They're in school, and
Yeah.
then you can come out with you into the wilderness a bit more. And
That's crazy actually. The next time I see you, you'll have a kiddie.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still can't believe it myself. Oh,
What?
Tell you what, this mosquito repellent. A bit of like sausage juice landed on my hand.
Oh, you just licked it.
And I licked it off, and the taste of poison.
So people have been commenting. But while you're just suffering in the corner,
Yeah.
people have been commenting about your barnet, your hair.
About my hair.
Yeah, people want to know. It's big news. Breaking news.
It probably looks crazy at the moment because it gets all like sideshow Bob at this time of night. In the morning, it's all sort of like, you know, bouffant and styled and what do they call it? Soul glow and, you know, looking good. And then as the day progresses and flies and things start attacking me, it just goes out of control. So yeah, basically.
So is it real?
Yeah,
is it perm?
it's for real. No, it's not a perm. No, I promise you that. So before I started YouTube, I met Meg in about 2010 or 11, and I had hair down to my shoulders, long curly hair, and that was kind of my hairstyle for a long time. It was like that for many years, and you know, and it snagged Meg. You know, I sort of just lassoed her with my mop and
With your locks,
dragged her over. Yeah, and she loved my hair like that. But I started working outdoors and doing a lot of bushcraft and stuff more and more, and it was Meg who told me to start YouTube. She's the one who, you know, I was a bit unhappy at the time with my job working in graphic design. She said, "I'll start a YouTube channel," and I did, and then I cut my hair. So for the whole time of YouTube, I had the whole sort of Gomer Pyle haircut, like short back and sides. And then like we came to Sweden, and then she was like, "Why don't you just grow it again?" And I was like, "Okay, it's winter. I got to wear a hat every day for 6 months.
Yeah.
So what the hell?"
Yeah. But it's easier to maintain though. You don't have to do anything with it.
No, it's just kind of crazy curly hair, but it does help with the flies. They get stuck in it, and they can't actually get to my head. So that's good. But
yeah,
it's for real. It's going to get longer as well. I'm going to grow it out.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, why not?
Turn it into an afro, or?
I mean, I don't really have the hair density to pull it off anymore. Maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, I had kind of thick hair, and as I'm getting older, you know, your hair does thin out a bit. So I probably won't, to be honest, grow it any more than it is now. But yeah, it'll be all right.
So there you go.
That's the story.
Yeah.
Of the mop. So,
Yeah.
do you hear that?
Was it something over there?
I thought it was over there. Maybe we should get the old dog out.
Won't scare a bear. The type
Yeah.
is.
If the dog's out, it's probably more likely if there's a bear, it'll come over here. I don't know what it is. Could be just beavers and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Good job we're in a cabin.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced a bear?
No,
No.
never. I really wanted to.
I've heard of stories though, you know, people camping out in bivvy bags and stuff. They wake up to the bear chewing their head.
Yeah.
Because the bear's just like intrigued of what it is.
Yeah, I know, I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's a horrible thing.
But I don't know what you do. They always say like, oh, make loads of noise, but when you're sleeping, would you? We'll do a perimeter, I guess, with bells on it.
Yeah, you could do. I mean, I guess the thing that draws the bear in is the smell of the food.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, there's not too much you can really do, I think, you know, if you're in the bivvies and that. Apart from maybe like set your tarp up in a way or something where you're... I know that I've heard stories of them just dragging people off in their sleeping bags.
Really?
Yeah, like from the feet, and people are trying to get out the sleeping bags, the bear's sort of just dragging the bag away.
God. That's the worst because you can't get out.
No, if you're in a mummy bag or something.
Do you reckon that's done?
Yeah. You can eat them raw.
Oh, can you? Oh, that's alright.
I think so, yeah, they're like these sort of...
Warm it up and... Oh, it's already made. Cool.
Yeah. Might do another.
Yeah, why not?
Nothing like a midnight sausage. whatever that means.
Really nice.
The sausages, you like them?
Yeah.
I find them a little over salty.
Well, you don't need any sauce
I'm
with it.
like a sausage snob.
Yeah.
I've been complaining about the sausages.
Not like a Lincolnshire, is it?
No, it's
Or
not a
compliment.
Gloucester old spot. Yeah. I remember I went to a wedding venue with Meg on like this golf course, and it was in the Cotswolds, and really nice wedding venue, and we went up there, and this sort of lady showing us around, and she was like, I was like, so what kind of food can you do? And she was like, oh, we got these Gloucester old spot sausages, and they're delightful. And like, she must have said that word to me like 100 times. It was just the most weird experience, but it was like she was trying to sell us the venue on these Gloucester old spot sausages.
You
but
won't get these sausages anywhere else.
yeah, maybe that's why it just stuck in my head. But they don't have real sausages here in Sweden.
No.
It's processed
Small Frankfurt.
wieners, yeah.
Yeah, wieners.
Frankfurters, yeah.
Just did what you did.
Does it taste vile?
Yeah, mosquito repellent.
It's horrible, isn't it? It's probably why there are no mosquitoes around us anymore. We're just emitting some kind of poison.
Yeah. We found some drinks left in the cabin.
Yeah.
That Megan
and her friend Naomi camped here like a few months ago, and they left some
and
gin.
tonic.
Yeah, it's cranberry gin and tonic. I mean, it's not what we would choose, is it, if we went to the shop? But it's 5.5%.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like that.
No, it just tastes like pop.
Yeah. Nice though.
Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? Monster's already in bed.
Yeah, he's chilling, he is, away from the
He
mozzies.
is super, yeah, he gets hounded by them. So
it's about, what is it now, 1:45 actually. 1:45, and this is natural light, filming with natural light.
yeah,
It's just beautiful light.
this is what it will be all the time now, and then
Yeah.
I guess the sun will come up in a little while, and we'll still be sitting here talking rubbish and cooking sausages.
Yeah.
Probably. We might actually get some sleep.
People go out to clubs to rave all night, we just sit here all night.
Yeah, just sit in the middle of the wilderness, like,
Sausages. Yeah.
eating sausages. It's nice for the sound of the river, though.
Yeah. Very
So-
calming.
Sometimes it can be really quiet out here. you
Yeah,
know,
but deafening
Exactly.
silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't even hear it much bird song.
And then I'll be leaving Mike and Meg,
Yeah.
going off down to Umeå.
Umia.
Umeå.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Frenchman.
Umio.
Umeå. And then just south of Umeå to the Högakusten region, where I'll be spending about 9 days.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Looking forward to seeing what footage you get in your social media.
Yeah.
Because I'd quite like to go down that way, and
Yeah.
it's kind of
It's
a
all
nice
going to
place.
be a surprise to me, whatever I get up to.
Yeah,
I've got a local contact that has hooked me up with an itinerary, and we're just going to run with it.
that sounds great.
And who do you trust more than a local that knows the area? Like you know
exactly,
this area,
yeah.
amazing.
Well, I know it okay.
Hey guys, so it's now like, what is it? 2:10 in the morning. We're now going to bed. We stayed up and the sun is now coming up again. And well, that's hot. Been drinking, sharing stories. It's been great. And the mist has been all rolling in and encompassing us all around. It's so eerie. I keep hearing like sounds. Mike says there's a lot of beavers here and bears around. But he's never seen a bear though. But it's an area known for bears, so we'll see. Anyway, I'd just like to say thank you to Mike from MCQ Bushcraft for hosting me. It's been fantastic. And Meg, you've done an absolutely fantastic job of hosting me today and really looked after me. Thanks guys. Good morning guys, we've just woken up and we've had an amazing night in this wilderness location spot. We opted for the cabin in the end because the mozzies are just so ridiculous. They surround you and they didn't leave us alone all night. Yeah, it was a better option, and it was cooler in there as well because the sun only went down for 2 hours and we got to see dusk, sunset and sunrise, and it was incredible to see the changing colours in the sky, and all this mist rolled in and it just encompassed the whole camp, and then it would just sort of roll back out again when the sun started to appear again. But yeah, as you can see, it's all gone. Sun's out, it's now 30 degrees and we're just about to pack up and move on.
The water level here used to be a lot higher, and there's a lot of small rivers and streams like this here in Sweden around Åsele, and they obviously built hydro dams to provide electricity to the town. There's 2 hydro dams, and as a result it dropped the water level a little bit in various areas. I went on a canoe trip in 2016, a 4-day trip, and I think the guy who sent us on the trip hadn't recce'd the journey because the water level had dropped so much since he'd done it many moons ago that you had to portage for about 4 days, you know, and canoe just a little bit. But there used to be a lot of beaver here in this area, and you can see beaver sign along this area all in here where the water level used to be much higher. But I guess now there isn't beaver in this particular area anymore. But there are places there's still loads of beaver in Sweden. You just have to go to various areas where you know they're going to be, where the water level's a bit higher. But this would be an amazing place to canoe. But as you can see, you do run into a lot of downed trees, and the waterways aren't used the same way anymore. You know, that the rivers are really low, so you'd have to kind of clear that obviously if you were going to do a canoe trip in this particular area. But it may be something for the future anyway. Just need a big saw. We did a canoe trip and we ran into trees like this, and the big ones aren't a problem, it's the little stuff. But you just kind of saw it, and a lot of the time I had to get out the canoe while Megan stayed in it, so I was soaked up to here, and then I'd sort of move everything out the way and sort of pass us through and then climb back in the canoe and carry on down. But it wasn't this bad. You know, that this is quite, you're probably better off kind of portaging the canoe, but the problem is you never know how bad this is for how long. This is like really, you know, this would be kind of an expedition almost. You know, you wouldn't move far.
No.
You have to like really spend days and take so much food in the canoe.
Yeah.
You really want like a team of maybe like 5 people or something, but or go the other way and have hardly any kit and go on your own. Aha! One of nature's many treasures. A fish mouth. I don't know what fish that's from. I would have said pike straight away, but it doesn't look long enough in the mouth. But something's obviously brought it up here for a feast. Big fish though, look at that. Look at the teeth. Incredible. You get some massive pike here in Sweden. You know, a couple of metres in length. I think the biggest has been a couple of metres around here. And those things are so big, you know, sometimes they take ducks on the surface of the water. They're seriously large fish. I'm yet to catch something really big, but I've caught a fairly good sized pike. But this is only a tiny setup really for smaller fish. But
yeah, do you think a bear could have done that?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. I mean, just turn that over for old doggo. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, it might have just been dead on the surface and a bear took it, or I mean, I doubt it because they kind of go off quite quick. But yeah, potentially there are a lot of bear here around this area where we are around Åsele. There are bear, so yeah, potentially.
So thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment and share, and as always guys, stay tuned to join the expedition. Thanks guys.